Today's video is all about upgrades and renovations you can do to your home that are going to give you the biggest return on your money. So we'll go ahead and cover where you can get your biggest bang for your buck, and then maybe some common misconceptions. So let's hop into it. The first thing you can do that's going to add the most value to your house, where you'll spend $1 and be able to get out $3 or $4, is going to be flooring. So if you've lived in your house for a while, chances are maybe you want to replace some of the flooring around the house, update it to your style. Or if you've bought a resale home, maybe it's a little older and it's time to upgrade it. One of the common products we see today in most homes is what they call luxury vinyl plank, or LVP for short. This is a great PVC product made out of PVC. It looks like real wood, and you can put it in all the wet or dry areas around the home. The best part, or what I like most about it, is there's a 30-year warranty and it's incredibly durable. It's almost scratch resistant. So this will be a great area. Now, if you're thinking, or a great product, if you're thinking of replacing maybe the carpet in your home, maybe you have carpet, you like carpet. I like carpet in all the main living areas, or the bedrooms and the living room. Replace the carpet with a color that you like, but don't spend extra money on the pad. Make sure you have a nice cushioned pad, because whether your friends come over and they want to take their shoes off and enjoy the comfort of walking around on it, or you're thinking of selling your house, a buyer, even though they may not like the color of your carpet, will see that you have a good pad underneath, and they're not going to need to spend as much money updating the flooring. So flooring is where you're going to get the biggest return. The next thing is going to be the kitchen. Now, if you have the luxury of doing a full-blown kitchen remodel, spend the money, because that's definitely going to get you the biggest return. But if you can't go all out on the kitchen, don't worry about it. If your cabinets are in good shape, and maybe you just replace just the countertops. If you have Formica, upgrade it to a granite countertop. One of the things you're going to want to keep in mind when you're updating the kitchen is you're going to want to do it to the standard of your neighborhood. Meaning, if you have an entry-level home, don't go out and put marble countertops that you see in these million-dollar mansions. Keep with what you see in the updating homes in your neighborhood, the standard of your neighborhood. Another thing that's going to be really good in the kitchen, if you have good cabinets, go ahead and paint them or reface them. One thing that I think goes a long way is adding hardware to the cabinets. It makes the thing look night and day difference. Those are just a few things you can do in the kitchen to help you out. Another thing we see in properties that really add value or make them pop, one is going to be paint. So it's like kind of detailing your car. Just paint new fresh paint inside and out. Your house will look completely different. But adding a feature wall will make it really stand out. So a feature wall could be wainscoting. Maybe one wall is just painted different. They call it an accent wall. Or you add like the planking on the wall, or even a high-end wallpaper like grass cloth. These will definitely make certain areas stand out and look better. Buyers will love that wow factor in your home of that accent wall or feature wall. So that's a good area to spend some money to get a better return. The next thing, and this isn't going to cost you anything, just maybe some elbow grease, is making better use of the spaces. I've found so many times in touring these homes, people have huge furniture and stuff jammed in a corner. If you could just organize it, make it look a little cleaner, that's going to be more pleasing to the eye, and it definitely adds some value to your property. And then another thing that doesn't cost a lot, but you can definitely do, is going to be adding new hardware to your house. A long time ago, back in the 90s, brass was real popular. Everybody had the brass doorknobs, door hinges, faucet, light fixtures. Just go around and start updating those to what you see currently in the standard homes. Stainless steel, oil rub bronze, those are pretty popular. Maybe you also could upgrade like the doors and closet doors throughout the house too. Doesn't cost a lot of money, but definitely makes those spaces look a lot nicer. And then the last thing I think that's really going to add the most value to your house is your curb appeal. So out front, when somebody walks up to your home, that's the first time they're going to see your property and get an idea of what it'll look inside as they're going to start on the outside. So keep the curb appeal nice and looking good and updated. Now here's some friendly don'ts. A few things that I wouldn't do is go overboard on your landscaping. It is so easy to spend a lot of money in your backyard, especially these days with how expensive everything's gotten. But if you're thinking of selling your house down the road, if you spend, say, $100,000 on landscaping and most of your neighbors have only spent 10 or 20, you're not going to get that money back. You'll maybe get 40,000 for that 100,000 you spent. So if you're in your forever home, go all out, because that's you're going to enjoy that forever. But if you're thinking of selling it, landscaping is definitely where, you want to keep it nice, but don't go overboard. And then another thing that I get asked about all the time is insulation. So although adding extra insulation to your house is nice, is going to make it more energy efficient, cut down on heating costs and cooling costs. However, nobody, when they're looking at your house, can tell that the insulation has been upgraded. And so for them, it doesn't really add value, because most people buy things emotionally, and that's not something that they're looking for. And then another thing that I've found too is we all want to do it yourself, if you will. So I say play to your strengths. If you're the type of person that doesn't have the patience and the knowledge on how to, say, do tile, if you're not going to spend the time getting all the proper cuts and laying it all perfectly flat, don't do it. Because people, when they see your house, they're going to want to see that it's been done by a professional and it looks really good. If it looks like you cut corners, they're going to be concerned that, maybe there's something under whatever upgrades you did. So play to your strengths. Don't always try to save money if it's not in your wheelhouse. And then the last thing is, don't over customize your property. There's a lot of things that I like that my wife would never let me do to the house. And it's because that, I like them, she doesn't. So keep those things neutral. And then a couple things that I wanted to talk about if you're thinking of selling your house. A common misconception is maybe, instead of updating the flooring, you're going to offer out a flooring cost credit, because the buyer may not like the flooring you pick out. So you're going to allow them to pick that out. Now, in theory, it sounds like a great idea. However, in practice, it's not so great. See, a buyer, when they come into your house, they're supposed to be excited about moving into it. And if they see the flooring and know it needs to be replaced, although they have that credit and, it's going to be a benefit for them, it's one more thing they have to do in an already kind of stressful process of, buying a house, moving into it, etc. So if you just pick out a nice neutral floor, even though they might not like it, they're going to realize that down the road I may change it out, but right now I don't have to, so it's perfect. And then sometimes when you upgrade these major systems, you spent maybe $20,000 on a roof or $15,000 on a furnace and AC. You're thinking you're going to get that money back. The reality is all homes need those systems, so it just qualifies as maintenance. So even though you have a nice roof, you're not necessarily going to get more money because it's a brand new one. And then the last thing is like smart features. It's pretty cool to have a tech-savvy house where you have, Alexa turning on and off all your lights, and you got the Wi-Fi thermostat that you can adjust the temp when you're out of town, or make sure your garage door's open and closed. These are cool features, and they definitely have a wow factor to buyers, but they're not going to pay more for your home because they can simply go out and buy those technologies themselves. Anyway, I hope this helps. If you have any questions about any of the updating you're going to do to your house, feel free to give me a call. I'd love to help walk you through it and discuss some of your options. If you need help with maybe a vendor to do some of these specific upgrades, call us, because I have somebody that can do anything around your house. And then, of course, if you're thinking of selling, let me know before you go investing the money so I can make sure that you spend $1 and get $3 out of that. Hope this helps. We'll see you on the next video.